go down to Jerome's. The injury to Kirk, Jerome, Ezekiel Cousins really put a damper on things. And yeah, him being done for the season and him playing phenomenally this year just really sucks. And we almost forgot to celebrate the Vikings beating the Packers in Lambeau by 14 points. And also just watching Lambeau become more and more purple, baby. That's right. And the Packers probably going to have to play half their home games in Milwaukee to actually get some fans in the stands. Who knows, man? Also, Jordan Love proving that he is ass. Thank you. The Packers now demolished and diminished, potentially in the running for the number 1 overall pick. And whoever they get at quarterback, they're going to ruin too. Like, I can't wait for the Bears to ruin Caleb Williams and the Packers to ruin Drake May. Chef's kiss, man. Also, Jair Alexander being exposed as the fraud that we know that he is. It's tough, man. It's tough. But still a Monday. Sun came up. Birds are chirping and stuff. So here are 10 truths about the Vikings. Number 1, the Kirk Cousins injury is devastating. So Corey Stringer, rest in power, obviously is in a different dimension. But in terms of injuries, Kirk is up there with Teddy in 2016. And, Teddy in year 3 was ready to make a big-time leap. He added weight. His arm strength was good. And then he just had that fluke leg injury. And I know he's been a backup around the league. He's been solid, but he was never the same. It was really horrible. And Kirk this year, man. Kirk this year was just balling. He ended up second in the league in passing yards behind Tua, tied for first in passing touchdowns with Tua. Quarterback rating of 103.8. And also the whole Kirk is overpaid and underperforms. That narrative, poo-poo. Kirk, in terms of average per year, was 15th highest compensated quarterback in the league this year. All right. Won 4 of the last 5 games, won 3 straight without JJ, which is tough to do. So, yeah, it sucks. But also leads in number 2. Vikings are still one of the hottest teams in the league. And the fact that they have won 4 of the last 5, including 3 straight, put them squarely back in the playoff places and climbing. And the Vikings have shown this year, whether it's San Francisco, which they won, whether it's the Bucs and the Chiefs games that they should have won, the Vikings can hang and bang with anyone in this league. They got off the mat, and the Kirko is a big-time loss, but other phases of this team are rapidly improving. So this team is not dead. This is not like if the Chiefs lost Mahomes or if the Chiefs have Mahomes diminished like he had the flu yesterday against the Broncos. This ain't that. This is still a very good football team. Next. Number 3, JJ and Addison, best wide receiver duo in the league. So Jordan Addison is busting out, man. 7 touchdown catches in 8 games, 36 receptions, 482 yards on his way to 2K or 1K. 2K will be next year. And JJ is, of course, JJ. So whoever comes in at quarterback, whether it's Jaron Hall, whether it's Nick Mullins, whether it's free agent or trade quarterback TBD, he's walking into a really good situation because of the offensive line. And, number 4, the running game needs to improve. So especially if the Vikings are going to roll with Jaron Hall, your running game is a young quarterback's best friend. And even though the Vikings offensive line has greatly improved, it's the run game. It's been frustrating, right? So Madison has been inefficient. Akers has gotten some carries, except he's been sort of capped as well. But they got to figure something out. And whether it's Akers or Chandler getting more work, being more efficient with Madison, I don't know, but they're still 31st in the league in rushing yards. Hey, they finally got their first rushing touchdown. Yay. They're also 28th in the league at 3.6 yards per carry, which is not good. So that needs to improve. And we said before, if it's Jaron Hall with his movement skills, I actually think that could open things up. The Vikings run a couple RPO concepts and really put those linebackers on skates. Number 5, the Vikings can win with Jaron Hall. And that is the number 1 scenario for the Vikings right now. If Jaron Hall, the 5th-round pick rookie, pans out and the rest of the season is an audition, he proves that he can be the guy moving forward, that's the best-case scenario for the Vikings. And also the Vikes can make a little noise, get down tonight with Jaron Hall. He doesn't have to be a hero. Like, he's got the best offensive tackle duo in the league. He's got one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver duos in the league. His tight end is top 3. If they can get the running game going, which would be fantastic, the interior offensive line is improving. Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips, they signed off on him when they drafted him, and also they had the faith of him being the QB2 when Nick Mullins went on injured reserve. So obviously there's a little bit of faith there, and I think that the Vikings, I think that Jaren Hall can be like Brock Purdy last year. Not Brock Purdy last 3 games, who has been asked, but in terms of distributing the football, being protected, not making big-time mistakes, I think that his maturity, him being 25, actually is an asset. I think that the moment won't be too big for him. I think that he showed poise at the end of the Green Bay game, being thrown in cold with little no practice reps, and Kirk Cousins going down. That's a big-time emotional thing for the Vikings, but Jaren Hall stepped up. And, that third down pass to Hockenson was great. That first completion with movement skills to KJ was awesome, too. I think the Vikings can certainly build on that. Ooh, what happened? Next up, number 6. Denal Hunter is Defensive Player of the Year. Like, Denal Hunter is every bit as disruptive as Myles Garrett and J.J. Watt. He just doesn't get the love. But, if there's only one player in the league with double-digit sacks this season, that's number 99. That's Denal Hunter. And, the fact that 3 of his sacks have been strip sacks, he's just a disruptive force. He's also stout against the run. Pay him. He's only 29. Happy belated golden birthday, Denal. And he's still in the thick of his prime. Get him going with a 3-year extension and go from there. Go from there, man. Next up, number 7. The defense is ascending. So the D-line really stepped up yesterday. Harrison Phillips probably played his best game as a Viking. DJ Wanham had himself a good game. The Vikings have the best safety trio in the NFL with Bynum, Metellus, and Harrison. The young corners are really stepping up. Mekhi Blackmon, come on down, man. He's looking really good. Caleb Evans is having his moments. And also the Vikings under Flores, 16 points per game, allowed the last 5 games, which is 4th best in the NFL. And also they're still number 1 in fewest explosive plays allowed of 15-plus yards. So, the defense is really getting itself together. And again, this is a perfect scenario for Jaren Hall. If they can run the ball, which would be great, you got O-line, you got weapons, and you have a solid defense on the other side of you, which is great. Number 8, Greg Joseph is ass. Thank you. So Joseph has missed 6 kicks in his last 3 games. One of them was blocked, yes, but also that was way lower trajectory than you needed for a 44-yarder. And the Vikings have won the last 3 games, but Greg Joseph will cost them at some point if this continues, where he missed two PATs, which is inexcusable. And whatever it is, like, maybe he's in his own head, who knows, but we said this a bunch. Joseph seems to do better when there's competition in training camp. So having a kicker as a 16th member of the practice squad, do it. Like, do you really need Dan Chisena? No, not particularly. So get something going so that Greg Joseph un-Fs himself. Otherwise, he's going to F over the Vikings. Number 9, special teams in general are underperforming. And it really sucks because love me some Coach Hatt, and special teams was great last year. But, Ty Chandler, that 103-yard kick return wiped out by a hold by Ivan Pace Jr., also allowed a blocked field goal. Ryan Wright is a little bit off this season, and third phase just greatly needs to improve. They've been a little bit rough this year. And true number 10, Ron to Atlanta. So the Kirk Cousins injury sucks, and the JJ injury sucks. And you would think that a team losing their starting quarterback, who's playing like a top 5 minimum quarterback in the league, as well as JJ, who's the best non-quarterback in the National Football League, you think that teams would complain about that, but the Vikings haven't, and they've gone about their business and won 3 straight games without JJ. They're going to have to win games without Kirk Cousins, and they're 4-4. They're currently number 2 in the NFC North, depending on what the Lions do tonight. Hopefully they lose to Max Crosby and the Raiders, and the Vikings are still in the playoff places right now and rising. So next man up. Like, we will rally around Jaren Hall, and we will play good football. That's right, man. But that's it. That's at 10 truths about the 4-4 Minnesota Vikings on a Monday. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.